Oh no, we have to go to the library. Hi, Baz. Hey, that's the mine badge. Good going. You're tough enough to consider becoming the Pokemon champ. Of course, I'm tougher, so it's not going to actually happen. Anyway, Dale, come with me to the library. I want Lopunny back. Gym design is really cool in this gen. Yeah. Eterna City Gym was different, wasn't it? But I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been that many differences to Diamond and Pearl so far. But then again, it's been a long time since I've actually played Diamond and Pearl. I might just be remembering Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Perpetual Motion NPC? Oh, Barry? Yeah. Oh, we're still lowish level. I guess we'll stick with this squad for now. It's awkward because I obviously want Lopunny to be at the start of the party for shiny encounters, but I don't want it gaining XP. Oh, we should feint it. Too slow. Come on, let's move it. Hello, this is Canalave Library. Please keep quiet while you're on the premises. You're asking Barry to keep quiet? What is it? Please don't disturb me when I'm reading. I love how they added that as an NPC. They specifically coded an NPC into the game and wrote its dialogue to be like, leave me alone. It's a library. Poor Lopunny, I know, but it's like, how do we keep Cute Charm working? The books on the 3rd floor are easy to read, the ones down here are all too tough for me to understand. What a dum-dum. Please refrain from bringing food or beverages into the library. But snackies. Hey Dale, over here this way. Why did it pan us to the side like that? Okay, Gramps, I brought Dale like I said. Alright, I'll be out of here. What? Okay, I get it. Wait, this is the kiddie corner? Everyone's here finally. Dale, everyone, listen. You may have forgotten already, but I studied the evolution of Pokémon. But the more I study, the more mysteries appear and multiply. I noticed. I know. I wouldn't say it was within 30 seconds. It's been a couple of weeks. Give me a little bit of grace. But the more I study, the more mysteries appear and multiply. Pokemon that evolve and those that don't. What makes them different from each other? Do those that are immature as living beings evolve to ones more mature? If so, what do we make of the legendary Pokemon that don't evolve? Are we to assume that the legendary Pokemon are complete as creatures? This is where you three come in. Bro's having a, existential crisis right now. In the 3 Lakes of Sinnoh, there are said to be Mirage Pokemon. If we can obtain data on them, it may shed some light on how the process of Pokemon evolution works. I need help from each of you of this grand undertaking. Help me find these Pokemon that are considered to be mirages. What are you saying? I didn't get a Pokedex. And who was it that bolted from the lab before I had a chance to give you a Pokedex? But that's water under the bridge. Seeing Pokemon with your own eyes is important for you in becoming a better trainer too. You gotta think now. When was the last game we were given a Pokedex and we were told, here's a Pokedex, I need help documenting all of the Pokemon in the region? When was the last time we actually had that? Was it Gen 4? Because nowadays we're given the Pokedex and it's like, hey, this will record all the data for you to check out. But it used to be, you know, I could understand like Gen 1 and Gen 2 being like, hey, help me document all the Pokemon. But technology's probably come a long way since then. Oh, Arceus, I guess that's a bit of an outlier because that was the creation of the first Pokedex, wasn't it? But yeah, I guess that's correct. Oh, don't tell people Arceus is a side game, Tokyo-chan. They will rip you to shreds. the Pokemon Company has been very clear that Arceus is a mainline game, and Pokemon fans will not hear otherwise. Don't care. So it's Black and White, X or Y maybe? Yeah, which I don't know. It's like all these old Pokemon games, I kind of get it. You know, the professor gives you the Pokedex, is like, hey, I'd love to see this thing complete, this is my life's work and I can't do it anymore. But that was, I guess, before the internet, and where people could just Google Pokemon in the Pokemon universe, I mean. I don't know. It's weird. Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf are kinda color-coded like the protagonists. I kinda see it. The blue for... I can't remember the... Uxie is the yellow-haired one, right? Like Barry. Azelf is the bluish one, kinda like Dawn. And then Mesprit is pink, pinkish red. Like Lucas's hat. That's interesting. We old as balls, we want you to do the hard work for us. Yeah, but now in like new Pokemon games, that's no longer the objective, is it? The objective, like every Pokemon game where you start the game, it's like, hey, help fill out the Pokedex. But now it's just like, here's a Pokedex, fill it up. Which I guess is kind of the same thing, but there's less focus on that. Whereas that was always the starting objective in old Pokemon games. It's like, I want to... But then, it's also weird because every game has a Pokedex, but then Professor Oak was the person who first invented the Pokedex. But I suppose Legends Arceus contradicts that? I don't know. Like Rotom Pokedex was an upgrade? Yeah, maybe. It is kind of weird how Rotom is like a Pokemon that just inhabits absolutely everything in the entire Pokemon universe nowadays. Right? Because in Generation 4 it was just like a quirky Pokemon. And then suddenly, was it Gen 7 for Alola? Where it was just like, zip, it's in a Pokedex now. Did it I can't remember the start of Pokemon Go. Probably for the better, because that was a terrible game. So I'm gonna use the spoiler finger. So I will raise the spoiler finger while I talk about spoilers, because there's a lot of rumors and leaks, allegedly, around a third Legends game. So if you don't want to hear about that, which may or may not true, mute while the finger is up, and then low, and then unmute when the finger is down. Alright, spoiler finger going up, mute if you don't want to hear anything. Allegedly, according to the Terra leak, where the entirety of like the Pokemon database was dumped online about 4 years ago, the third Legends game is going to be set in the Galar region 3,000 years ago. And it's going to be more like... It's apparently going to be creating the first ever Dynamax Pokeball, which I don't understand, because the first Pokeballs were created in Legends Arceus, which was kind of retconned from Johto. So apparently it's going to be in like the super ancient past. It's going to be in Galar. It's going to be building the first ever Dynamax Pokeball. It's going to be focused around the Darkest Day. And apparently the gimmick is going to be you learn how to command like an army of Pokemon, like a big battalion of them, and that's going to be like the gameplay twist. I don't know. That's true, Geeky. That's true. Yeah, like my first thought was it sounds like the Dynasty Warriors games. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Vega, thank you very much for the 30-month. Yeah, maybe Conquest, yeah. So we're going to prevent the Colossians from invading Galar? I don't know. That's what I've seen from the leaks, and that's if the leaks are to be believed. A lot of the stuff that came from the Terra leaks, obviously this was like 4 years ago and is old information. Plans could change because there was information there about a second Detective Pikachu movie that obviously never got made because the entire script leaked online. So Pokemon Company just abandoned it because they were like, well, we're not going to bother because people have the script. So leaks are bad. I don't usually like leaks. But a lot of the stuff from the Terra leak has come to pass. Just, albeit not in the exact time frame, because I believe... Actually, no, this Terra leak might have been older. Because there's like some time frames on there from before COVID, but everything got pushed by COVID, so... Yeah, some of the information could be true, some of it couldn't. Same as always. Pokemon Rumble, but less tin toy-shaped. I mean, what's that a reference to? Sorry, I've forgotten what I was saying. You can count on me. I will help with my Pokedex too. Dale, you'll go too, won't you? I would have made all of you go regardless. Anyway, now there are 3 lakes. Fortuitously, there are 3 of you. You should therefore split up and look for clues. Dawn, you go to Lake Verity. Will do. Barry, I want you to investigate Lake Acuity. That would take you almost to Snowpoint City. The road is harsh. I need a tough trainer to go. Yeah, of course, Gramps. You know how to call it. You can tell I'm the hotness. And you know what? I was going to catch those legendary Pokemon for you. You know, as thanks for giving us our Pokemon back on Route 201. Even though I forgot completely about it until just now. Very well, I'm counting on you. And that leaves Dale with Lake Valor. The lake is between Veilstone and Pastoria, if memory serves. I knew it. Has it stopped? What the heck, Gary? This is Barry, not Gary. Yeah, apparently he's the hotness. Side note, do you still want more Quagsires in TCG? So you got one, but it has the... Yes, please! Yes, because I'm trying to get the gold border. Yeah, please and thank you. And thank you, Tiz, as well. I pretty much wake up every single morning to a new Italian card from Tiz. And I can never send you one back, because you've always had a share for that day. I'm trying to do the trades, because we've got a mission today to do trades. Trading Brielle Bulbasaur. Ooh! I need that card. Thank you. Cool. Yes, please and thank you. That would be awesome. I'm still on my way to getting all 100 Gimme Ghoul cards. I think I'm up to 37. Oh, that was one of the holo ones from the deluxe set that I needed. Sick. Getting there. Chat, how are you all doing with your, what was it called? Pulsating Aura sets? Pulsing Aura. I'm at 131 out of 155. Pokemon Rumble. Yeah, I remember what Pokemon Rumble was, yeah. But I just don't know what reference, like, what you mentioned it for. $85 out of 155. Are you a premium user? Because I think I've opened like 2 10 packs. You're missing 10 cards? So close. I do it first thing in the morning. I have a new best friend in Pocket. They give me cards every day and it initiates trades very often. Did the free trial and then cancelled. That's fair. Yeah, I can see that 85 out of 155 for someone that only gets 2 packs a day. That's fair enough. think... Oh, I see where you're coming from. Yes, Ika. Yes. Maybe. Yeah, because of the amount of Pokemon that you battle in Rumble. Yeah, potentially. Has it stopped? Are all of you unharmed? Unharmed? What was that about? No, wait, I mean TV. The TV, news, anything. Okay. Oh, that was it. It's over. Just a picture. What you've just witnessed is actual footage from the scene. I'm here on the scene. It was taken by the cameraman who happened to be there. It's certainly impressive. Who knows what the explosion could expose at the lake? Smokey the Bear is not pleased. Gramps, they said it was an explosion. But why at Lake Valor? Let's get outside. I'm concerned about the town. You kids, be careful going down the stairs. Dale, you should leave now too. There may be aftershocks, however. Be alert always. I'm feeling wobbly. Even though the tremor had ended, my knees still feel like jelly. Was that an earthquake? I didn't imagine it. On this floor you'll find many books on the myths and legends of the Sinnoh region. So this was the floor that if you read... Ooh, Veilstone's myth. A young man, callow and foolish in innocence, came to own a sword. With it, he smote Pokemon. He smote them? You now have 11 out of 155? You're getting there. Well, if you remember, there were 2 cameramen that were blocking off the entrance to Lake Valor, so we couldn't go there. Which gave sustenance with carefree abandon. Those not taken as food, he discarded. With no afterthought. The following year, no Pokemon appeared. Larders grew bare. Would you like to keep reading? Yeah, he was eating Pokemon. The young man, seeking the missing Pokemon, journeyed afar. Long did he search, and far and wide too, until one he did find. Asked he, why do you hide? To which the Pokemon replied, Pikachu! If you bear your sword to bring harm upon us, with claws and fangs we will exact a toll. From your kind we will take our toll, for it must be done. Pikachu eats humans. Done it must be to guard ourselves, and for it I apologize. Nah, dude, get your ketchup, man. It's fine. Would you like to keep reading? Yep. To the skies the young man shouted his dismay. In having found the sword, I have lost so much. Gorged with power, I grew blind to Pokemon being alive. I will never fall savage again. This sword I denounce and forsake. I plead for forgiveness, but I was but a fool. So saying, the young man hurled the sword into the ground, snapping it. Seeing this, the Pokemon disappeared to a place beyond seeing. It was Pikachu! It was the ghost of Pikachu past! Sinnoh is myth. Oh, not Sinnoh is a myth. Sinnoh's myth. Sinnoh's myth. 3 Pokemon there were. Into the lakes they dove, deep, deep, drawing no breath. Deeper, deeper they dove, into suffocating depths they dove. Deeper, the deepest they alight, from the lake of floor they rise. Bearing with them the power to make vast lands they rise again. Sinnoh region's mythology. Sinnoh region's mythology. Long ago, when Sinnoh had just been made, Pokemon and humans led separate lives. That's true! We saw that in Legends Arceus. That is not to say they did not help each other. No, indeed they did. They supplied each other with goods and supported each other. Pokemon proposed to the others to always be ready to help humans. It asked the Pokemon be ready to appear before humans always. Thus to this day, Pokemon appear to us if we venture into tall grass. That's not how I remember Legends Arceus going. Betray not your anger, lest question mark will come. Weep not with sorrow, or question mark will draw near. When joy and enjoyment come natural as the very air, that is happiness. Let such be blessed by the hand of Master question mark. Master Hand from Smash Brothers. Yeah, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? Oh, Sinnoh Folk Story 1. Pick clean the bones of Pokemon caught in the sea or stream. Thank them for the meals they provide and pick their bones clean. When the bones are as clean as they can be, set them free in the water from which they came. The Pokemon will return, fully fleshed and begins anew. Ew, what? Pick their bones clean, throw the bones back in the ocean and what? Part 2. There lived a Pokemon in a forest. In the forest, the Pokemon shed its hide to sleep as a human. Awakened, the human dons the Pokemon hide to roam villages. Zoroark? Oh wait, there was a third one. Are there non-Pokemon fish? No. I think all the fish are Pokemon. Sinnoh Folk Story 3. There was once a Pokemon that became very close to humans. There once were humans and Pokemon that ate together at the same table. It was a time where there existed no differences to distinguish the two. Oh. Look not into the Pokemon's eyes. In but an instant you'll have no recollection of who you are. Return home, but how? When there is nothing to remember. I love how the fact that we just witnessed an explosion on the TV and we're like, it can wait. Let's read some books. It's fine. Dare not touch the Pokemon's body. In but 3 short days, all emotions will drain away. Above all, harm not the Pokemon. In a scant 5 days, the offender will grow immobile in entirety. The original story. In the beginning, there was only a churning turmoil of chaos. At the heart of the chaos, where all things became one, appeared an egg. We know this one. We know this one. Having tumbled from the vortex, the egg gave rise to the original one. Would you like to keep reading? Yes. From itself, 2 beings the original one did make. Time started to spin, space began to expand. From itself again, 3 living things the original one did make. Would you like to keep reading? Yes. The 2 beings wished, and from them, matter came to be. The 3 living things wished, and from them, spirit came to be. The world created, the original one took an unyielding sleep. Chat? We have to witness it. Do. Did I get rid of it? Oh no, Arceus and the Birth of Egg. Here it is. Oh. Can I? How do I get rid of that? 6 years ago. Oh, baby Dazza. Oh, we're black again. Hold on. What a little bit. Arceus, having shaped the world, is said to show you a glimpse of its true power. The power of possibly making life appear out of nothing. You know, just God. It seems that something will happen when you choose one of the circles. You'll want to be well prepared. This is when I had the lump on my arm. I don't have the lump on my arm anymore. Look at how far my arm sticks out. Looked up at the sky and shouted loudly. That's just funny to me. God doing God stuff, yeah, clearly. So Giratina rules over the Upside Down? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Alright, we're choosing this one. So, you choose Giratina, the ruler of the Distortion World. Yes. Although personally my favourite of the 3 is Dialga. Yeah, I had a tumour on my arm that was 14 centimeters long, 12 centimeters wide, and stuck out by 7 centimeters. You can kind of see the scar, but I had it removed. Oh, because it goes quite far back. Yeah, I had a big lump on my arm from like when I was 18, I think, up until 2 years ago. I love this cutscene. So this cutscene was from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where you go to the Sinjo ruins with an Arceus, the original one. And this was after This was after Platinum was released. Okay. Wait. Do we have special cinematics? This was my first time ever seeing this. The drums go wild. This is really dramatic. Shh, God is working. Why was it showing Palkia? That's the thing. It was Arceus. I thought it looked like Palkia. And then suddenly jump scare. It's an egg. All that for an egg. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. That was like super dramatic. What the heck? Those drums. Oh, look, it's Bergie. Oh, sorry, I was interrupting. Bergie's. Oh, Tisha's there as well. A mysterious round object took the shape of a Pokemon. Bazza obtained the Giratina. I mean, I kind of just want to call it Egg. I think I'm just going to call it Egg. Because it was kind of funny. Just suddenly there was an egg there. This was funny. I like this bit. Yeah. Oh. A shining sphere. Could it be an egg? Now, is that the name of the Pokemon? Or is that like actually the egg? Did we just witness the very moment an egg was born into this world? A moment no one has ever seen. It's true. It's true. No one's ever seen it before. No one's ever seen an egg being brought into this world. It's the first time. It was witnessed here live on twitch.tv/Dazzabound. I have no regrets. An egg is the cradle of every being. This planet itself is an egg. I can't. Oh, in a sense. Naming egg was a million times funnier. Planet itself is an egg. Cynthia really loves breakfast. Cynthia loves breakfast. I love that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't carry on. Life that comes from an egg will come to an end in due course. Or as I like to call it, main course. To begin anew, that may be what Arceus wanted to show us. Oh, I called him Arceus, not Arceus. Arceus. There you go. That was the story that we just witnessed. Or that we just read. Guessing this was around Halloween. Yes, it was, yeah. 6 years ago, Halloween. Halloween, Animal Crossing, New Horizons. So yeah, in 2020. They don't know how eggs are made. I mean, it does. So no, that was just because. So I mean, if we read the story again, the original story, in the beginning there was only a churning turmoil of chaos. At the heart of the chaos, when all things became one, appeared an egg. So that was the cutscene we just witnessed, and we got to choose between Giratina, Dialga, and Palkia. I chose Giratina, and when it asked me to give a nickname to Giratina, I just called it Egg. I didn't give it an actual nickname. So then, what made the cutscene so funny afterwards was that as Cynthia was talking, she was talking about the Pokemon that we had picked. Or maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was talking about an egg. I have no idea now. I might have to go back and watch the cutscene from someone else's point of view where they don't call Giratina egg. So I have no idea what the original dialogue was, but this story leads me to believe that a lot of it could have been talking about an egg and not Giratina. I have no idea, actually, but... having tumbled from the vortex, the egg gave rise to the original one. From itself, two beings the original one did make. Time started to spin, space began to expand. Dialga and Palkia. From itself again, three living things from the original one did make. So this is Azelf, Uxie, and Mesprit. The two beings wished, and from then, matter came to be. The three livings wished, and from then, spirit came to be. The world created, the original one took an unyielding sleep. So that's the story of how Arceus is like the god of the universe, and he created Palkia and Dialga, the keeper of time and space, and then they created the three beings of spirit, which is knowledge, emotions, and wisdom, I think. Egg banned in the library? Maybe. So yeah, that cutscene was from Heart Gold, Soul Silver, whereas if you were to take a event Arceus from Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and you bring it to Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you can witness that cutscene. If you go into the ruins of Alph, you'll get teleported to the Sinjoh ruins, so halfway between Sinnoh and Johto, Sinjoh, and you will witness that cutscene. Now, you can actually go back there. I found this out like a year ago, I think, maybe 2 years ago, but there's actually a unique second encounter at the Sinjoh ruins if you take a second unique Arceus into Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I never knew this. I think Chugga Conroy also recently showed it in a Heart Gold Soul Silver playthrough. But because there were technically two event Arceuses, there were two events in Heart Gold Soul Silver, and the second encounter isn't well documented. But you can pick one of the other remaining Gen 4 legends.